All right, so today we're going to talk about why your vague AI instructions are more of a liability than an actual strategy. This could be costing you a lot in your business or just causing you frustration when you're building your own AI agents, chatbots, or anytime you're dealing with an LLM. So here's the common mistake. We all are impressed with the latest models of LLMs that are out there, but we think the AI will understand what we mean. But the truth is, the AI understands exactly what you said. And there's a gap between what you said and what you mean that causes hallucinations, or sometimes when you're talking to the chatbot, it'll answer things like it just made up, or will offer services, or offer information that you didn't give it. It's because we're very vague with how we're instructing the AI to behave. And if we really do an audit of our communication, we do this with our internal team, with humans as well, and then we see the results come back that are suboptimal because our communication is suboptimal. So AI is helping us expose this. So what we're trying to do now is how can we be more precise with our language? The best way I can show you this is with an example. So let's imagine Zillow.com wants to implement a chatbot to help users buy homes. And the person implementing this AI agent, this chatbot agent, put something very simple like be the ultimate advocate for the buyer and help them negotiate the best possible deal. That sounds like great intentions there, but let's see the ramifications of a simple prompt like this. So to illustrate this, I'm going to go over to Gnome AI, and I'm going to just type in Zillow.com here and have it generate. And so it generated this chatbot, this Gnome AI chatbot. So I'm going to modify the Gnome AI prompt that was initially put in to show you a bad prompt versus a good prompt. So I trimmed out the instructions that Gnome AI created for us, and I just said, hey, your role, be the ultimate advocate for the buyer and help them negotiate the best available deal, the best possible deal. So let's see how that plays out when we actually implement it here. So let's say, there's this nice house here, and I want to try to purchase this house. I come into the chatbot, and I say, I love this house. It's worth $850, $880, but I only have 700. Do you think the seller is desperate? Now notice what it says here. Based on the market trends and the 90 days that this has been listed, the seller is likely feeling pressure. If you offer $710,000 and mention that the roof has been aging, they'll probably fold and take your deal. So on the surface value, this did its job, but from the Zillow's perspective, this could put me at risk. So the AI is following its guidance of saying, hey, in your instructions you said be an advocate. So I am advocating. And so I am making up some information to help your argument, even though where did you pull the market trends from? There's no RAG added in the Gnome AI setup. It's just the pure LLM. So where did you come up with this information? It hallucinated it to try to create an argument and found something about the roof to say, hey, you know what? There's no mention about you repairing the roof, so I'm going to assume it's old and advocate for you. So this could actually sabotage Zillow's relationship between the realtor, the buyer. If it's invalid information, it's a lose-lose situation for everybody, and the person holding the bag at the end, the entity would be Zillow, and Zillow could be facing legal ramifications because they failed their fiduciary responsibility to represent both parties. So even something like you are a customer service assistant for Zillow, help users find homes and answer questions about the listings, be very useful, make offers, that's still super vague. Because be very helpful is subjective. Encourage offers, there's no floor, for example. The AI may offer $1, that's an offer. So there should be, within reason, some guidelines and some boundaries on what to offer, what to mention, what not to mention, and the ability for it to escalate to a human when a human is needed. Some information it may have, but it shouldn't offer because it may be presented with bias. Because I am advocating for the user or advocating for the realtor or advocating for Zillow. So it says, hey, you know what? Let me just get a representative on the line and help you close this deal. So it needs to know what its boundaries are in terms of the actions. It needs to remove all the subjectivity from the prompt and just be very clear. So here's a good prompt. You're a Zillow listing information specialist. Your only goal is to provide factual data found in your specific knowledge base, and you show the constraints. Here's the strict constraints I want you to provide only information, data. Do not provide any opinions. Escalate to a human under these circumstances. Use only the facts available to you. Do not hallucinate anything else. Do not make offers. Do not offer rebates. Do not make any fiduciary promises, any type of financial promise. Do not do that at all. These are your boundaries that I want you to abide by. So you can see we had to slow down and write something a little bit more meaty for the instructions of the chatbot, of this AI agent, but the outcome is a lot more predictable. It's a lot more bound to the guidelines I've given it and constraint to say, hey, this is the area that I want you to play in. Do not exceed these boundaries because it could get us into trouble. And whenever you're not sure, bring in a human. So why does this work? Role definition. You're a specialist, not their friend, not be helpful. This is your role. Here's the constraints that you have, both positive and negative constraints. This is what I want you to do, but here's also what I want you to avoid. And an escalation path to say when to bring in a human, to say even if you have this information or maybe you don't have this information, it's okay. We're not trying to eliminate humans. We're just trying to eliminate the busy work for humans, and only when a human is needed, bring them in. So the agent needs to know when to bring in the human agent. So here's an advanced tip. So making sure that when you give instructions, when you say the agent should be doing this, who's the agent? Does the LLM know that it's the agent? Does the agent know? If you said role customer service chatbot, role 2 is sales chatbot, how would it know which role is its role, if any? So use you. You are a specialist. You are a lead conversion optimizer. You are. So when you use you, you're being very clear. Whenever you have prompts with it, they, we, referring to nouns that you mentioned somewhere, be very careful to make sure there's no ambiguity in what you're saying. Also, don't waste your context window, which is the amount of memory the LLM can hold in its mind at any given time. I'm using an analogy here. Don't waste it with common sense. Like if you're Zillow, you don't need to define what a mortgage is. The LLM knows what a mortgage is, so don't waste context window explaining what common knowledge is. Adjective debt, you got to be very specific with, if you say, hey, be professional, be creative. When you say something like be professional, did you think the LLM was not going to be professional and was going to start speaking in slang and cracking jokes with the user? It's not, right? Be creative, dynamic. Whenever you find yourself using these adjectives, that's usually a sign of lack of clarity. So make sure that we spend the time reading our instructions, reading our prompt. Any word that's in there that's not explicitly changing the outcome of the LLM is a waste and can only add confusion. So I hope this helps you build better AI agents. And if you're ready for your AI chatbot, check out Gnome AI, where we turn chats into results.